Hello, everybody, and welcome back to another episode of Singing the Tea. Well, sometimes I sing, and sometimes I give you all of the reality TV tea. Sometimes it's what you want, but it's always what you need. I am your host, Dustin, singer actor L, and I am here to bring you another episode of The Real Housewives of Potomac, Season 9, Episode 4. So, Season 9, Episode 4. This was a good episode, y'all. And for those who have been paying attention, you're probably like, Dustin, where are you? What is all this that's going on? I'm at an undisclosed location because I'm on vacation. But you know what? I said I'll still log on and give y'all a little piece of the tea because y'all still need to know what's going on. Hell, why not? I'm going to give it to you. I'm going to still give it to you. So I celebrated my birthday this week. That ain't none of y'all business. I turned a lovely age this year, and I'm super excited. I'm super excited to embark on this next year and to see where the world and where life takes me. First thing I gifted myself for just working out for health and wellness. And, friends wanted to celebrate me. I was able to go see Taylor Swift for the first time. It was an amazing concert. So it was great. It was really, really great. I had a great experience. But let's jump into this episode of Real Housewives of Potomac. I think I want to start something new. I think I want to give a top flute of the week. So the top flute of this week, we're going to go through this episode, and I'm going to give that at the end of who I think really showed up and showed out this week because the ladies were going. The ladies were giving it to us. So let's see who we want to give that to this week. Now, rating the episode. This episode, I will say, if I had to give it a good rating, I would say it was an 8. It was really good. This was a good episode overall. I really, really enjoyed it. It was great. It picked up right where we left off on last week with Mia and Karen in the car, and they were chatting. So when they were having that conversation, and Mia was like, hey, I'm proud of you, but also like, Karen, just own it. Like, you got a DUI, just own it. I like the way that they basically took us from each one of the cars and the ladies having those conversations. It was a great way for them to segue into those. So when Karen and Mia, they were talking about just as far as like kind of Stacey and how some of the ladies just aren't vibing with Stacey. I can see that, but Stacey's really great. Overall, I think she's great. She fit right in. I can see the ladies having some issues with her because she's just not what they're used to in a sense. To me, she fits with what they were giving on season 1, but I feel like some of the ladies have made some adjustments, so she might not fit the mold exactly, but she's great. Stacey came in hot at the gate, giving us what we need. Stacey's really, really good so far. But Karen and her were talking about just the DUI situation, and once again, Karen, just own it. Just own it. It happened. You said that I'm not going to say that it was on me, but Karen, it was on you. You drank, you drove, got a DUI. It is what it is, mama. You still the grand dame and all, but damn, girl, just own it. Shit. All right, so next call, we have Jacqueline, Wendy, and Gizelle, and they were talking about Karen, Gizelle, and Jacqueline, and then Wendy was like, listen, Karen ain't here to defend herself, but Wendy did play a little messy. Wendy was messy in the call when she brought up Jacqueline and Jazzy. Y'all, I'm going to get her name right this week. So we talked about Jacqueline and Jazzy and being a sidekick to Mia. I ain't know Mia was that girl like that, but she is apparently. Last season she gave us a lot. So they were talking about Jacqueline, Jazzy, and Mia. And it looks like the girls are competing for Mia's affection, honey. Child, I don't know why. Quiet as it kept. I really don't understand why, but you know what? It is what it is. But they bring up Jacqueline, talking about she would never be second fiddle. She will always be Mia's number one. Basically, all of that hoopla. Whatever, child. It ain't that deep to me. Whatever. Y'all probably all bumping pocketbooks if you ask me, but that ain't none of my business, hey, the people like what they like. That's all right. Now, Kay and G, they were talking about Kay. Well, not G. G is somebody else. I think her dude's name is Greg. Kay and her partner, they switched to the car with it was Kay, Jazzy, and Ashley in their car. And they were talking about like just dating older men, and Jazzy was saying that her man is a little bit younger, but Kay was bringing up her man and how he was previously married, and their situation. And how she said it's a little bit difficult because he's experienced certain things and there are things that he's just like a little nervous about that she's kind of, I don't know. Which is okay. Those are totally normal things to go through in any relationship. For somebody who is married or not, if you've experienced certain things, it does make you cautious or pump the brakes on certain situations. I totally get that. Girl, it'll be fine. Now, one thing I do want to say, Kay, do not lose yourself in no man. That man he has been through his thing. You have your businesses. You are a very successful woman. You are a successful black woman who is beautiful, who is stunning. Do not lose yourself in that man. You could be, I know you're saying that your business is running itself, but you need to still make sure you popping in over there to make sure stuff is good, mama. Don't sit up here and get his business good because he'll leave you for the next one. I think Kanye West sang about that. Girl, you better make sure you take care of home first. Make sure you take care of home. You can't help nobody else with their situation if you ain't making sure that your stuff is good. Make sure you good first, Miss K. Make sure you good. Don't slack on your own shit. All right, on stuff. I ain't gonna be doing all that cussing. Now, the girls apparently aren't feeling Stacey. I think I talked about that already, but the girls aren't feeling Miss Stacey too much. I kind of wonder what it is. They feel like she's boring. She's not boring, actually. She is stirring the pot. I don't know if they're not hearing her, but she's stirring the pot. The mic is picking up for our side. We can hear the tea and the mess that's coming from Miss Stacey's mouth, but we are enjoying it. So we make it to Mia Manor. Mia rented us a beautiful Airbnb on the lake, and I love it. Now, Mia, who's Keon? He was a little fine. Who was that? What's up, Keon? Hey, what you got? Mia, just food leftovers. A few slices of ham, collard greens, baked macaroni and cheese, fried rib, fried chitterling. We got it all over here. Keon was fine, Mia. I know that's right. Everybody had their own little butler or whatnot. But Mia rented us this lovely Airbnb, and Karen talked about having to share a toilet with Gizelle. Karen, you've been sharing a toilet with Ray old ass for years. You will be okay to share another toilet, girl. Girl, please, you'll be all right. But Gizelle and Karen are going to have to air out their grievances at some point, so that we can just go ahead and get it out the way. Be done. Be done. We want y'all to be done with this situation because it's not that deep. Now, Karen, you did stir the pot with that because you knew at the end of the day that y'all weren't supposed to have that, or you was having that situation at the same time as Giselle's thing. You didn't have to do that. But we'll talk about that a little bit later when they have their sit down. Now, I love, when it comes to these housewife shows, I love the room breakdowns. Anytime they have a room breakdown, love it. Because it's always messy. It's always messy. So Karen got her room, Gizelle got her room, and they have to share a toilet. Fine. Mia had a beautiful room. Karen was listen, I love the grand dame, but she was getting on my nerves. This episode about the room, like, Karen, we have celebrated you so many times. We tired of celebrating your ass. Let somebody else get a little piece. Let Wendy have her room. It's her big 40. Let her enjoy her room, girl. Hush. Jacqueline is sharing a room with Mia again, which was interesting because there was a room with all those bunk beds. Jacqueline could have just went down there. So I think that Mia is trying to keep Jacqueline close. You know what it kind of gives me? It's giving me when Marlo first stepped on the scene and Nene, like how it was just kind of like that kind of pet thing. That's how it's kind of given. It's given that Mia is letting Jacqueline play with the girls, but she's still keeping her close. So speaking of that, we have the dinner. The girls sit down. Well, not the dinner yet. They have a little lunch. They get everything settled. They go to have their lunch, and Jacqueline confronts Jazzy about the comment about her being a side chick. And Miss Jazzy ain't back down. That's the one thing about Miss Jazzy that I love. She ain't scared. She is not scared to play with the girls. She did. Yeah, sidekick did. She got a better one. What's up? And then, Jacqueline thought she was going to come in there with that shade. You can't listen. You can't shade a wordsmith. Jazzy got it going on. Jazzy can play with the girls. Jazzy been hanging with the dolls. And if you know what I mean by the dolls, the girls who know. Jazzy has been around the dolls for a long time because, baby, she was quick. She was throwing it right back at her. She said from the face up, from the neck down, from the neck down. And see, for the girls who can get it, they get it. Because she wasn't talking about her weight. She wasn't talking about her body. But we know what she was talking about. All of the above, baby. Listen, you might have been sickening, but you weren't sickening tonight, Miss Thing. She was not that girl. But Jazzy let her know what time it was. Jazzy won that one. 1 point Jazzy. Fell on Jacqueline. Jacqueline, you were failing all over this episode. Doggone. You were failing in that argument. Then Karen came and got you together. You started crying. And Karen let her know, baby, cry me a river. You can be in sync all day, but you won't be in sync with me. Karen wasn't having it. Karen said, no, no, no. You was talking that smack. I'm gonna pop your hand. You touch the stove, I'm gonna pop your hand. Karen put her in her place. Now, did Karen do a little bit much? Yes. And Giselle said that she didn't feel like Jacqueline was being messy. She was. She was. It is what it is. She was being messy. I can see her being messy. Girl, be messy. Have fun. Girl, fun shade. But Karen wasn't having it. Karen was like, no, this is a serious situation where I had a DUI and I hit a tree. And the people celebrated me for hitting a tree. But you will not make fun of me for hitting a tree. Not today. I know that's right. Now, Karen got the girl together. It was a little bit much, but hey, it was fun. It is what it is, child. I know that's right, Karen. Karen put her in her place. Now, before I go on to the next piece, I don't know if y'all, there was like a moment where I think the mics were hot, but Jacqueline and Mia were in their room, in their joint room situation, and they were talking about the Karen situation. Then in Mia's confessional, she was saying, well, Karen, she would deflect, she will. She will. However, here's my thing with people. Now, Miss Jacqueline, you said what you said. Stand on it. You were like, oh, I was just concerned because you drink it. No, no, no. What you did was, and I have to use the words of Miss Mariah, so you showed your slip. Because what you did was you said to the girls, Karen called me and she was drunk when she called me. She was slurring her words. You put more stank on it. But then when Karen confronted you, you tried to make it seem like it was just, oh no, I was coming from a place of concern. You were coming from a place of mess. And Miss Karen got you together. Don't let it happen again, Jacqueline. Because listen, you don't want to be that girl because the girls ain't want to have you around and you look like you need that check because you got your man a sheet cake with no words. So I think you need this check. Now I'm gonna leave you alone. I ain't gonna give you too much more because you like to cry, girl, and I don't have no tissues handy. All right. So they show Miss Stacy where she'll be staying. Work, love that. They show her where she'll be staying. She was cool with the bunk bed. Stacy's fun. Stacy brings a fun, loving energy. Don't get me wrong, she might not be the most fabulous, the most entertaining. She kind of, no, she doesn't. She gives me the aesthetic of somebody. I just don't know who it is. I saw something where somebody said she's a mix between Mary Cosby and somebody else. I don't know, but she doesn't give me that weird, but I like Stacey. Stacey's fun for what it is. But Stacey was real cool with having the bunk bed situation with Kay. Kay was like, hold on now, y'all could have gave me a better room. But the girls worked it out. I think they'll be fine in the room. Yeah, and I love Kay. Kay's my favorite so far this season. Love me some Kay. All right. So Karen and Stacy go out on the patio and they have a conversation about Stacy's divorce and her getting ready to have this conversation with her daughter. Stacy, I hate to bring it to you. She knows already. She's 8. She's not 18 months. She's 8. She knows. I think that sometimes parents, and I think that I'm not a parent. I think that sometimes parents don't give their children enough credit for what they can understand. You already said that y'all are living in separate rooms. Y'all going on vacation separately without each other. The girl is putting 2 and 2 together. I'm sure she has friends at school who have gone through divorces. She knows what's going on. Go ahead and talk to her. Go ahead and talk to her to get her prepared so she doesn't feel blindsided. Because the way that y'all are doing, she might be a little blindsided because she's not going to have enough time to process. Because it seems like it's going from like, hey, we're going to be living in this house, and it's going to be like, boom, we're done. So I would just make sure that she's fully prepared with that before moving into, before y'all go all the way. I think that y'all should have that conversation with her prior to. That's just me. I don't have no kids, child. I don't even know if I have kids. Who the hell knows? But if I have to give you some advice, do what you want with it. And I'll just leave it there. Karen also had a conversation with Stacey, like, hey, letting the girls in. Some of the girls aren't vibing with you. They have a conversation on a boat about it later. Cool. So the boat conversations, it's like it was split in two again, kind of like how they did the cars. Um, Ashley was having a conversation about some of the stuff that she was working on, and she was on the patio on the phone call. And girl, I guess it was out there hunting, did girl, because it was just bang, 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 hunted. It was okay. They had it going on out there. I saw Naomi Smalls. For those who know Naomi Smalls, she was in one of the drag performances that Ashley had. Naomi Smalls is that girl. Y'all look into Naomi Smalls if you're not familiar with her. Look into it. Do yourself a favor. You'll thank me later. She is phenomenal. Look into Naomi Smalls. Um, so next up on the docket, we have the bold conversations. So the first conversation we have is like Kay, Jazzy, and Stacey. Conversation seemed to be pretty cool. They brought up the situation with Ashley and the situation with the fight with last season with Kay and Ashley's other friend, Deborah. Um, Kay said that Ashley apologized. I love that she said that. She said that she wasn't in a place to receive it. I love that she owned that as well. Hopefully they can work through their issues. I think they can. I actually think her, Kay, and Jazzy, I feel like will be really, 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 really fun. Honestly, Jacqueline too. Throw Jacqueline in the mix, but she's gonna have to carry some tissue. You know what? We had Karen crying at not Karen, Candace crying ass last season, and now Jacqueline coming on here with this is crying. We don't like it. We don't like all that crying. Get you somewhere and sit down. We don't like all that crying. All right. So next, in the other side of the boat, we have Mia talking about her situation with Gordon, and I often call that man Lizzo. Lord have mercy. With her ink, with that dude. It is confusing. I'm with Gizelle. It's confusing. I don't know what's going on. I don't think that she's given Gordon enough respect and grace in that situation. It's confusing and it's hard to see your partner move on, no matter how you feel about them. I'm sure it's difficult for whoever it is in the situation. So I understand that, and especially she said that he has his own situation and stuff that he's going through. Give him a little grace there. It might not be as comfortable for him to have ink around. Yes, ink can go, but maybe in those moments you have separate moments of you, Gordon, and the kids, you, Ink, and the kids do some things. Or like you give, hey, Gordon, you can go take the kids to the aquarium today while me and Ink go and get massages. Maybe that's something that y'all can try to work out instead of just blindsiding the man. I don't even know if he's blindsided, but just always having Ink around Gordon because I'm sure it's uncomfortable. Excuse me. Pardon me. All right, so Stacey and Ashley start getting into it because Ashley over here, Stacey back there talking about her and this man from the Parkers. Listen, I'm going to say this. Once again, that man don't want you. But I'm with Ashley on that. It wasn't like Ashley. Now, Ashley can be messy. We know Ashley can be messy. I don't think Ashley was being messy in that moment. You brought the man on the show. You knew he was on the Parkers. And you brought him to us. You knew he was on Stacey. You knew he was on the Parkers before he was on QVC. Now you're gonna have to admit. Now y'all know that man was on the Parkers. I'm gonna look it up the episode. I'm gonna try to clip that in or tag the episode that he's in or whatever because that man was on the Parkers. I'm trying to tell y'all. Anywho, but they kind of get into it. And Giselle's like, listen, Giselle is a peacemaker. Has a new leaf turned? Listen, Giselle said, child, by all means, I'm going to get this check. Y'all, what y'all need me to do? Giselle got that act right. She took a sip of that act right, and I'm here for it. Giselle, I'm loving Giselle this season. Giselle is that girl this season. She's always that girl, but we're getting a new and improved Giselle, and I'm loving it. But they have words, and Ashley was like, listen, girl, I didn't think it was that big of a deal. You brought the man around. It ain't that deep. I understand you're trying to protect your child, but if you're trying to protect your child in the way that you say you are, you wouldn't have filmed with the dude that don't want to have sex with you. He said that he's celibate. Mama, you better start giving a bit because y'all too old for that. Give a bit, girl. Don't be celibate. You need to be a give a bit. Give all of it away at this big grown age, talking about celibate. Girl, grow up. Now, I done got mad with you, Stacey. I apologize. I done got mad with you, girl. Anyway. But yeah, so Stacey apologizes to Ashley, but I have a feeling this is not going to be the end of this conversation. although I want it to be. Hopefully Stacey can move on from it, because Stacey, we are tired of it, of you and Mr. Parker. All right. Now, we go to the dinner. We finally get off this boat. I was a little seasick. I was ready to get off the ride. But we finally make it to the dinner, and Gizelle kind of starts the conversation. That we having like some stuff here and there, but I'm gonna get to the meat and potatoes. When they have their sit down, Gizelle jumps in and she's like, "Listen, before I leave to go, and my kids, I love that Gizelle came on the trip, is leaving to go make sure her kids are good for the cap and gown ceremony, and then coming back. I love that Gizelle, mother first. She's a mother first, and I love that. So shout out to Gizelle for supporting her kids. I love that. She's not gonna let nothing get in the way of her being there for her kids and her family. So I love that about Gizelle. But Gizelle confronts Karen, and Gizelle confronted Karen in a very sincere and a very honest way, and it was just really, really nice, because she was like, "Listen, I'm not coming at you. Wendy said she wanted me to go ahead and get this out before her birthday, so let's do that. Karen, I don't appreciate how you did what you did. You said that you weren't going to have it on the day. You turned around and you did it." Karen was still sitting up here lying. Karen, there is nothing wrong with apologizing and owning it. And Karen, that's where your issue is going to lie. And you are going to start having a lot of people turn against you, because you are owning nothing when you need to own everything. Own it. Own it. Own it. It's okay if there was a situation you messed up. You messed up in that situation. You were wrong. Did it by just apologizing to your friend. Because that event, that G&A event, meant the world to her. I don't know why, because ain't nobody buying them leggings. They should have learned from She by Sheree. But that event meant a lot to her because of her father. So from that standpoint, I can get you supporting her. From the G&A standpoint, I can get you being shady for the event. So Karen, I'm on 75% support Gizelle for the benefit portion, but for the G&A portion, 25% of that text message should have went out, because we are not supporting G, N, or A. All right, gangsters and alcohol. I know that's right, Jazzy. But Karen is still lying. Now, Mia's friends start giving, information. And I think that, let me tell you, the thing I loved about her friends sharing information was that, I feel like we got to know Mia a little bit more. But I could have went my whole life without knowing that ink likes to suck in between Mia's toes. There are some things in life, I didn't even need to know. I didn't need to know that. That was one of those things that y'all could have kept that for y'all. Thank you. We're all going to buy it. Have a great night. We didn't need that. We didn't need that at all. You could have kept that to yourself, baby. We didn't need to know about you and Ick sucking on your toes, the fungus between your toes. That's disgusting. But I don't know if y'all noticed this, but Miss Jacqueline was a little jealous, huh? She was in her bag a little bit about that. I think that Jacqueline is trying to assert her dominance. If you are Mia's friend, you're Mia's friend. That's okay. Mia is allowed to have other friends. She's allowed to have other experiences without you, Jacqueline. Jacqueline, you keep it up, and you are going to be on the outs as well. You and Karen are going to be on the island by yourself, but y'all going to be over there fighting, and the rest of these girls are going to be having fun. You'll put on your boots, scoots, and boogie, honey. Leave it alone. Don't worry about none of that. Just be you. It's okay for her to have these friends. And it don't seem like them friends are too keen of you, because my thing is, if they would have set that up, it would have been cute to see you already over there. And as soon as everybody came in, hey, y'all, we did all of this for our girl Mia. So something tell me them girls ain't fooling with you too much. It seems to me like Jacqueline is that down for anything friend, but she not really like Mia's like friend like that. Like Mia has her girls that she really relies on, and she does with Jacqueline, but there's something there. It's going to be more that comes out. I can see their friendship having a little tiff again this season. Watch and see, y'all. I don't know nothing, but I'm telling you, my intuition is telling me that something's about to go down. All right. And last but not least, Mia says, and which this was messy, and the way this came out was just really weird to me. Like, she was like, oh, hey, girl, you remember that? Karen, we got something to tell you. Yeah, we went out, me, you, and my girl, and, you had butt dialed us, and you had said, oh, the girls think that I'm with somebody, but it's not Ray. One, that is so random to you butt down, and why would you have, which butt down it is what it is, but that just seems really weird to be in a situation and that be the conversation. Oh, the girls think I was on. It just was really weird. Karen is like, I don't remember saying that. Which, Karen, that's a weird response, because as a married woman, if somebody was saying that to me, I would be like, don't play with my marriage. That would have been more of an appropriate response. Instead of the, oh, I don't remember saying that. Because that makes it seem like there is some truth behind what these girls are saying. And that is where the episode ends. Y'all, Real Housewives of Potomac is really getting good. It's getting messy. These girls are not taking their foot off of Karen's neck, and I am loving every ounce of it. I love the Grand Dame, but the girls are making you work this season, mama. You're going to have to work for it. You're going to have to work for that check this season. And with that being said, everyone, that is another episode of The Real Housewives of Potomac, Season 9, Episode 4. Thank you so much. Oh, Top Flute of the Week. Oh, Top Flute of the Week this week goes to Jazzy. I think Jazzy did not come to play with the girls. She ate Miss Jacqueline up, and I lived for it. She was real classy-based when she did it. So that is my Top Flute of the Week. We're going to bring that in moving forward. But thank you so much for joining me this week. Please remember to comment, like, subscribe, and hit that notification bell button so you can get it as soon as I drop it. But thank you so much. Have a good one, y'all. Thank you for joining Singing the Tea.